guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make some delicious and easy and what I like to call my pizza stuffed peppers. So they're so good. It's such a good family comfort yummy dinner, and it's going to be using some leftover stuffing that I've got. So I'm thrilled to share it with you because if you are somebody that's going to be making traditional stuffing for your Thanksgiving table or your holiday table, then you can use the leftovers in this recipe. Make sure that your stuffing doesn't have dried fruits and nuts and things like that in it. I guess you could just add it to this, but I just think that plain stuffing tastes best. So let me run you through the list of ingredients because it's really not that big, but they're all the right ones. You need some ground beef. It's a great recipe to make ground beef really stretch for a lot of people. This is my leftover stuffing. It's crumbly, it's cold, and it's tasteless, so it's gonna be perfect here. Lots of chopped up pepperoni. I've got my marinara sauce here, a little marinara sauce, a pinch of dried oregano, lots of chopped parsley, onion, garlic, an egg. I've got Parmigiano, bell peppers that I have cleaned, cut in half, and scooped out any seeds. And you're also gonna need some pizza cheese. I like to use mozzarella, a combo of mozzarella and provolone. Some different brands make something called, like they'll bag something called pizza cheese, pizza blend. So whatever you want, use that. What I have here is a large casserole that I've lined with a good amount of marinara sauce because this is going to be the flavor base for everything. So let's get started. Super easy. You're going to add pretty much everything in. Your stuffing, your pepperoni. Now, the great thing about this too is, this makes a lot, I think anyway, it makes a lot of stuffed peppers. It makes 8 halves, which I think 1 half is perfect per person because they're quite hearty. So it makes a pound of ground beef go really far. So it's a nice way to use a little bit of meat to feed a lot of people. You got your parsley. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grate my Parmigiano and the onion and garlic right in because I'm not going to be cooking ahead of time because I really think that it's just gonna, if you grate it, it's just gonna melt into the cheese and the meat, and as it cooks in the oven, it cooks all the way through. But if you're gonna just dice it, then just give them a stir and a little bit of olive oil on a skillet and cook them up a little bit before you add them here, otherwise they retain too much crunch. But I'm just gonna go ahead and grate this with my microplane, and it's gonna melt in there and be delicious. All right, so I added everything in, grated onion, grated garlic, the egg, the cheese. I added a pinch of salt. Everything's in here. And now using a Cook's Best tool, clean hands, go ahead and mix it all together. And let me just tell you, you talk about flavor, you talk about delicious home cooking, it does not get much better than this, I'm telling you. And I call them pizza stuffed peppers because of the pepperoni and the oregano and the cheese. It does end up tasting like a pepperoni pizza, which is why I love it. So I'm just gonna mix everything up really well, and then we're gonna get going on stuffing the peppers. My peppers are all in, and I'm just gonna stuff them with my stuffing. And look at that, we took Thanksgiving flavored dressing, or some people call it dressing, some people call it stuffing, and we went ahead and made some Italian stuffed peppers. That's the thing, you just have to think a little bit outside the box, and I've said this before, when it comes to leftovers, I like my leftover turkey sandwich the next day with brie, cranberry sauce. I just need to have that. That's just my thing. After that, I want nothing that tastes like Thanksgiving food. So I just take the leftovers and I make different things with it that just taste like a completely different cuisine. So I know a lot of other people are like that as well. I know that a lot of people in my family are like that. So that's why I think these kinds of recipes really come in handy. All right, so I'm gonna just stuff my peppers. I'm almost done. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover these with some aluminum foil. I'm gonna pop these into my oven, preheated at 350, and they're gonna be in there for about 45 minutes. After the 45 minutes, because there's no point showing you, it's just a bit of a waste of time. After the 45 minutes, I'm going to remove the foil, top with cheese, pop them back in for 15 minutes or so, and I'll show you what they look like when they are complete, and they are going to be magnificent, and I can't wait to serve them with you. So my peppers were in the oven for about 40 minutes covered. Then I took the foil off, I put the cheese on, and I slid them back in without the foil for about 15 to 20 minutes until the top was golden and the cheese was bubbly. I just took these out about, 2 minutes ago. So I'm gonna give myself one to try because if you could just smell the aroma in here, you'd understand why I'm not gonna wait any longer. I might risk really burning myself, but it is a risk Mama is willing to take. Let me get it in here. Oh, it smells so good. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. Okay, I kind of deconstruct the whole thing when I eat stuffed peppers. Mouth is salivating. It's gonna be hot though, so I'm gonna need a minute. Hot. So delicious. My eyes are like watering because it's so hot. Full of flavor. Definitely get that pizza vibe with the pepperoni and the oregano. It's just fantastic. There's not a remnant of Thanksgiving in here, even though my stuffing does contain celery, onion, poultry seasoning, a little butter. You don't get any of that, because that's the point whenever I am using leftover classic stuffing, is to add it to things that are strong enough to kind of like hide all of those flavors. I think like garlic and onions and sauce and peppers, it kind of gets rid of all those flavors and becomes the dominant boss, because that's what those flavors do. So I hope that you give the leftover stuffing a try by adding it to different things as a binder, because I'm telling you, it's the best thing to do with it, and nobody will know. And these peppers are worthy of being on your family kitchen table probably tonight. So go to laurainthekitchen.com, get the recipe. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.